Good morning, Bumblebeesies. Happy
Friday.
Tuesday. It's not morning anymore. It's 4 p.m. Anyways, you guys, today we're doing a Q&A all about our Disney World trip. Disney World during a pandemic. Very interesting. So I asked you guys to leave questions on Instagram. We're going to answer the questions and then I'll add a little bit more at the end. Maybe like if I want to add, you know what I mean? Like if the questions weren't asked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Okay. Anyways, let's start. I'm going to start with the first question. I'll start at the very bottom. This was a very popular question. A lot of you guys asked this question. How much did the whole trip cost? I spent $4,500. That's not including souvenirs. That's just airfare, hotel, tickets, and food. $4,500, not including souvenirs. So to break it down, our airfare was $850, and then the hotel and tickets I booked directly with Disney World on the Disney World website. I got the package. It was $2,700, and then food was around $1,000. So yeah, $4,500. And then for souvenirs, we all had our own money. So I paid for my own, AJ paid for his own, and Vanessa paid for her own. So we're not gonna go into that. Okay, what was the best meal you and the kids had? For me, the best meal that I had were the ahi tuna nachos from Yak and Yeti. So good. Literally the best food I've had at any Disney park. It's at Animal Kingdom.
Mine was the Kobe beef burger in Yak and Yeti at Animal Kingdom.
Mine was the lo mein at Yak and Yeti.
So basically our favorite food was from Yak and Yeti. It was really good there. I definitely recommend it. 10 out of 10. I will definitely eat there again. Okay, so do you still prefer Disneyland over Disney World?
No.
I would say yes.
You still prefer Disneyland? I am leaning more towards Disney World now. I mean, yeah, I still love Disneyland. But I love Disney World.
More now.
A little bit more now. Okay. Does the Skyliner go to every park? No, it only goes to Epcot and Hollywood Studios and a few of the resorts. Okay, hi Mel, I was just binging on your Disney World vlogs last night. Did you like the new character meets? So they don't have any character meets right now. They only have those little cavalcades, like mini parades. They're unannounced. You never know when they're gonna pop up. And I kind of liked it.
That's cute. It's a nice way to see them.
Yeah. I thought it was super cute. Did you like it, Vanessa?
Mm-hmm.
I saw at Epcot too, they have some characters walking around like on the grass. But we didn't see any.
No, I didn't see that.
But I've seen them on Instagram. Okay. Did you have to quarantine for 14 days after coming back? No, we did not. When do you think you'll go back and visit again? I do actually have a trip planned with my friends, February 2022. So if we don't go back next year, that'll be my next trip.
We are not friends.
We are not friends?
We are not the friends included.
It's an adult-only trip. That's, yeah, they're not the friends. How was it wearing a mask all day, and did you feel safe? Wearing a mask all day was actually not a problem. You get used to it, and I did feel safe. What about you?
Yeah, when I went to sleep, I thought I still had a mask.
Yeah, you kind of get so used to wearing the mask that you feel weird when you take the mask off. Like something from your face is missing, right? And then also, I think there was another question about like wearing the mask in the heat or like some tips. I definitely recommend bringing a small face cloth, like a fall. I definitely recommend bringing a washcloth. I actually brought a washcloth from the hotel. I just brought a new one every day because your face will sweat and it's going to be wet underneath your mask.
It was very.
Yeah, it gets very moist underneath there. So I was constantly wiping my face with the little cloth, with the little washcloth. What was probably the longest ride you waited for at any park? The longest we waited was for Big Thunder Mountain.
That was like 45.
35, I thought.
35?
45? Maybe 45. 35 or 45. Magic Kingdom had the longest waits. That park had the most people. It's just a bigger park, so they, of course, they probably allowed more people in. So the lines at that park were much longer. Like Animal Kingdom, we really didn't wait for anything. All the rides were walk on. What else? Epcot, the lines were very short. Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom had the longest waits, the most people. With certain COVID restrictions in place, did you feel as if you still got the full Disney experience? I'll let you answer that, AJ.
Oh, I would say so. It was still fun. There are things missing, but it was still fun.
What about you, Ness? Did you feel like you were missing out on anything?
No, only to meet the characters.
Yeah, and the fireworks.
Yeah, but fireworks.
Honestly, we don't really care too much. Well, we like the fireworks, but it's like not a big deal if we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
So, I definitely would do it again. I still think it's worth it. I would still go. Was it very busy? They had limited capacity, so it was not very busy. But when I compared the 4 parks, like I said earlier, Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom definitely had more people. Where's the yummy food?
Everywhere.
Which food did you guys like? What would you recommend? Yak and Yeti for sure.
Yeah, Epcot's food and flower and garden and wine festival. Basically
the festival at Epcot, all the food that we tried was good. We didn't try anything that we didn't like. Magic Kingdom, I feel like a lot of the places that we wanted to eat at were closed.
Yeah.
They didn't have all the restaurants open, and then also I think the menus might have been limited too. Definitely at our resort the menu was limited. Did you feel like your mask would fall off during the rides? Yes.
Some of the rides, yeah.
My mask did fall off on some of the rides. When you're on the ride and if your mask falls off, you won't get your picture. They don't give it to you. So make sure you hold on to your mask or make sure it's snug if you want that picture. What was your most favorite thing about Disney World? You guys can answer.
Riding all the new rides at Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah.
Same for me. How many people were wearing masks? Masks are mandatory, so everyone has to wear a mask. You're only allowed to take your mask off if you're eating or drinking stationary. You can't be walking around the park drinking with your mask off. And then also if you're in the relaxation station, you can take your mask off. I did take my mask off here and there if I was alone. Like when we went to Animal Kingdom, we were resting in this one area. There were like 2 other parties there, but they were very far from us. So we took our masks off. They all had their masks off, but like they were really far from us. But yeah, you're supposed to have your mask on all the time.
Yeah, but the characters don't have masks on.
Yeah, which is weird.
The princesses and like the like the dancers or something.
They don't have masks on. Would you recommend going to Disney right now? Does the pandemic make it worth it or not? I do recommend it. I feel like it's the best time to go because it's such low crowds and the lines are so short.
Yeah, just make sure you're safe in the airport.
Yeah. How often did you guys use hand sanitizer / wash your hands?
After every ride.
After every ride. So we did hand sanitize before the ride, after the ride, before we eat, after we eat, if you just feel like you need it. I really didn't wash my hands that much. I only washed my hands when I would use the restroom, but like sanitizer, I used a lot. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have it like before the ride and after the ride. Did you talk about your trip on a new episode with Filmtasmic?
Yeah.
I did, you guys. I was on my friend's podcast. Their podcast is Filmtasmic. You can follow them on Instagram, Filmtasmic, and then they have the link there. But I'll put like everything, I'll put their link in the description box. I answered a bunch of questions about our trip, and you guys should definitely listen to the podcast, follow them, because it was really fun and I gave a lot of good information. So check it out. Follow them on Instagram too, Filmtasmic. Let's see. If you were you able to go on all the rides in that particular park for that day, and if it's possible to do, and is it possible to do so?
Yes.
Yes, we went on
Yes.
all the rides pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go on some rides, like some we didn't want to go on. Or maybe, well, Magic Kingdom, actually, we didn't have time to go on all the rides.
Yeah, but
Splash
there's a lot
Mountain.
of rides.
There are a lot more rides there. But the other parks, we went on all the rides. Would you wear a reusable mask if you were to go again?
Those are like the Disney ones? Or?
Yeah, like cloth masks.
No.
No, I don't know. Well, different weather.
If it wasn't summer, yes. But I saw a lot of people wearing cloth masks, like the reusable ones, Disney masks, and
Yeah.
I tried it and I was too hot. It's so thick. Maybe a thinner one, but I just preferred the surgical masks. But definitely if it wasn't hot and humid, I could wear a reusable mask. What are 3 tips for going to Disney right now? Bring extra masks, because you will need extra masks in case you lose one or it gets wet. You'll need extra masks. We always brought 3 extra masks per person per day. So I had like 9 masks in our backpack every day. Do you have any other tips?
Bring hand sanitizer.
Yeah, bring hand sanitizer. Even though that there is hand sanitizer all around, like if you go eat, you might not be close to any hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm.
So bring hand sanitizer. And then also bring a little washcloth to wipe your face. How do you pick a hotel? How many days do you need to visit all the parks? And food recommendations. For picking a hotel, it's really going to depend on your budget. They do have 3 categories. They have the value resorts, the moderate resorts, and the deluxe resorts. The one that we stayed at was a value resort, so it's like on the cheaper end, even though it's not that cheap, it's on the cheaper end. We stayed at Pop Century. I actually really liked it there. I would definitely recommend Pop Century. It's super cute. We had a preferred pool view room and it was like the perfect location. We're literally right in front of the pool, right next to the dining hall, a short walk to the Skyliner, very close to the bus transportation. I liked it a lot there. The only thing is the room is a little bit small.
Mm-hmm.
You can, the 3 of us were fine in there. 4 people can fit, but yeah, it's just it's a little bit cramped. So to pick a hotel, like I said, it's going to depend on your budget. It really just depends on your budget. And then I would just look at like reviews or pictures and see what you like. How many days do you think you need to visit all the parks?
Just like 1 day per park, so
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah, I would actually recommend 1 day at each park, but 2 days at Magic Kingdom, which is what we used to do in the past. It's just that we didn't have enough time on this trip. So I would just do 1 day and then 2 days at Magic Kingdom, because that one's a bigger park and I feel like you need more time. Do you have any food recommendations? We don't really know a lot of food from Disney World.
Just try anything.
Yeah.
Just try what you like, what you think you might like. What was your favorite drink at the parks?
I like the Night Blossom in Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the Schweitzer slush from Skipper's Canteen.
Mm-hmm. I also liked the Night Blossom, and then I got this cocktail at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival from the Hawaii booth. It was an Aulani Sunrise. That was really good. I like that. How hard is it to keep a mask on? I think we kind of already answered that. It's not hard at all. You get used to it. Yeah, you're just used to it. Your COVID experience in flying and Disney's Magical Express. You guys with the flying? I talked about it on our first day, like when we first got there. We flew Southwest and I really felt like there were too many people on the airplane. They did board differently. They only board 10 at a time. And then they say don't sit in the middle seat. Keep that one empty unless you're together. You guys can take up all 3 seats. I was expecting the plane to be like half full, but it was way more full than that. I would say at least 80% full.
Mm-hmm.
That was honestly the only time I didn't feel 100% safe during our whole trip. At Disney, I felt safe. I was fine. We're basically in this Disney bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And they did temperature checks. There's sanitizer everywhere. They're constantly cleaning the rides. So just like flying, that was like the only time I felt a little bit unsafe. With the Magical Express, well, Going to the resort, we took a little shuttle and they only put 5 people on it, but it was very small. They just left one row empty. But on the Magical Express, they just let everyone on, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They let everyone on. I don't know how many people were on there, but they let everyone on. I was fine. I felt fine. What about you guys?
Yeah, it still
Felt
felt empty
fine.
to me.
It was pretty, yeah, it wasn't too many people. Did you ever get too hot to walk around the parks? I hear Florida heat is unbearable in the summer. This question, it really depends on where you're from, where you live, what the climate is like where you live. We're used to hot weather. It's like 100 degrees here. It's not that humid here, but it is hot here. So we're used to hot weather. And for us, the heat was fine. It was not unbearable. We were sweating and felt sticky, but like we were totally fine. Like not once did we complain of the heat. Do you think what do you think?
It was fine for me. It depends on you.
It really does depend on you. Like, can you handle hot weather? It was like 84 degrees, you guys. Every day was like 84, 85 degrees, but it was also like 90% humidity. So it just feels like you're in a sauna, but you get used to it. Budget per day. My budget per day was around like $215, and I actually over budgeted for the food, so I had a lot of money left over because I originally had budgeted $1,400 for food. Well, we only spent about $1,000, so I had all that extra money that I used for souvenirs. And this time it was different because you guys, if you've seen any of my other trips, I normally do a cash envelope system when I go on vacation. I like to pay with cash, and I have every day separated in its own envelope so that I don't go over my budget. But right now Disney is really encouraging contactless payments, mobile ordering. They do take cash, but they're really encouraging like the mobile ordering and contactless payments. So I used my debit card the whole entire trip, and at first I was very uncomfortable doing that because I was worried I would go over my budget. I was constantly checking my bank account, but actually I really liked it. It worked out in the end. The mobile ordering is very convenient, and I liked it. Yeah, and I didn't go over my budget. I was way under, actually. What is the best order to ride the rides since there aren't fast passes?
The most popular.
The big
I would
rides
still
first.
approach it the same way.
Yeah.
I would still go for the big rides first
Mm-hmm.
in the morning. Did you enjoy yourself, and how did they handle the crowds?
I enjoyed myself, and I think they handled the crowds well, except for like when we went to the World of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was a little too crowded.
It was crowded in there.
Yeah.
I feel like there should have been a line outside,
Mm-hmm.
right? Less people. And also when you're walking around the parks, when you're just walking like in an open area on your way to a ride, it's crowded. Or like people don't really socially distance that much.
Yeah.
But when you're in line,
Then it's social distance.
yeah, then they're really good about social distancing. How different was this experience than the normal times?
It was different, yeah, but I think you get used to it.
Yeah, you get used to it. It's like the new norm now. Which park were there less people? I've been seeing that Hollywood Studios is very busy. I think I said this already earlier. Animal Kingdom was the least crowded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And I would say Epcot.
Epcot was next. Hollywood Studios, and then Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but Hollywood Studios was crowded in certain areas, like Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge. Other areas were okay. Hi Melissa, I'm going there next week. Are they accepting cash for payment at the gift shops? Yeah, they are accepting cash everywhere, but they do encourage contactless payment. So like Apple Pay or Magic Band, debit, credit card, mobile ordering. How did you budget for this big trip? I budgeted for this trip the same way I would budget for other trips like Disneyland. What I do is I just break it down. So food, souvenirs, And then just like miscellaneous stuff like locker rentals or, you know, other transportation type of things. And how I figure it out is like I would go onto the Disney website and look at the menus. Like you have to plan ahead, like where do you want to eat? And then take a look at the menus, and they always have prices there. So you can kind of get an idea of how much you're going to spend on food every day. And then I always add extra because you never know if you guys want snacks, extra beverages, ice cream, something like that. So that's how I figure out my food budget. And then souvenirs, basically whatever I can afford, I'll, you know, bring for souvenirs. And then the good thing about Disney is your hotel and your tickets, they already have to be paid for before you get there. So you're gonna pay that off before you even, like a month before you get there. So you only have to worry about your food and your souvenirs, and then just have like a small budget for miscellaneous stuff like lockers and anything else. Did you do everything you wanted to do at each park while you were there?
Yeah, except for Splash Mountain.
Yeah, that was the only ride we couldn't get on that we wanted to get on. No, actually, I also wanted to do the Autopia. What is it called there?
Speedway.
Yeah, the Speedway. I wanted to do that. What was the best memory you made as a family?
Like on this trip?
Yeah.
I guess that's the whole thing.
I would say so. The whole
thing.
trip was so amazing. We had the best time. Stress-free. So much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And at the nights in the hotel, we would have a lot of energy.
I know, these two every night were like playing, like not going to sleep. I don't know. And I actually really liked that they had shortened hours, because some of the parks would open up later. Maybe they close early, but I like that they open later because I don't have to wake up as early. Much easier for me. What was your favorite thing from all of the parks if you only had to choose one?
What? You want to go first?
Let's start with Animal Kingdom.
Okay,
Animal Kingdom. I like Pandora.
I like
the Flight of Passage. Me too. Pandora is so amazing.
Hollywood Studios, I like Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, I would say that.
And Slinky Dog.
And Slinky Dog.
Only one thing.
Okay, sorry. Rise of the Resistance.
And then Epcot, I like Frozen.
I liked
Frozen, yeah.
And then Magic Kingdom, I like...
It's so hard to pick Magic Kingdom because we have a lot of the same rides.
Yeah.
And I feel like our rides are better.
Train, but that's...
Mine Train is so short though.
Yeah.
I'll say the
I like the People Mover, but it was closed. Yeah. We didn't get to go on it.
I like the Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, the Carousel of Progress.
Or I like Space Mountain.
What are your thoughts about your Disney resort? I think we talked about this already. I really loved Pop Century. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. I will definitely be going back to that resort. I love that it has the Skyliner. I love that it's updated, like the rooms are modern. Yeah, I liked it. I don't have, the only complaint, it's not even really a complaint, it's just the rooms are a little bit small, but it was okay. I was fine with it. So that was our trip, you guys. We had so much fun. Do you guys have anything else you want to add, like something about going during the pandemic that we didn't talk about? Anything that makes it different, or something you would do differently?
No. It
was surprisingly safe, so.
I honestly felt super safe. I would recommend going even during the pandemic because it's, I don't know, I felt really safe. They do temperature checks. There's sanitizer everywhere. They're constantly cleaning the rides. There were multiple times we had to wait during, like while we were in line, because they said they were going to clean the rides. And they're really strict about wearing masks. I saw someone take their mask off in front of the castle, and like in 2 seconds a cast member was over there telling her to put her mask back on. You can't take pictures without your mask on. Also, with the PhotoPass photographers, they will not take your picture with your phone or your camera. It's only with their camera, just because, you know, they don't want to touch your stuff.
I saw in someone's story, if your temperature is a bit high, they bring you to a tent and they let you cool down.
Really?
And then they check it again.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that. What else? The buses do take longer because they don't fill up the buses, and they have dividers in the buses. I showed it in the vlog. So that's another downside. The buses take longer. Yeah, that's it though. I mean, It was fine. The longest we waited was like 30 minutes for the bus.
Yeah.
Going home from Magic Kingdom. yeah, I recommend it. 10 out of 10. If you guys have any other questions, you can leave them down below. Also, don't forget to check out my friend's podcast because I answered a lot of good questions there. We talked about our Disney World trip, and follow them on Instagram. I'm gonna leave all the information down below. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. And I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.